Okay, we're back. Forgot my cup of tea. I'm still a bit scruffy, guys. You know me. Scruffy. But we're back with a vengeance. Got my phone. Let's get my phone set up so that you guys can see me. Okay. Right, there we go. I got you on here now, guys. So let's... Okay. So I've just quickly whizzed my son to football. Still getting used to this. Does it move with me? No, but that's probably better. Hi, guys. Hope all is good. John Sims. Are you new? John, welcome to Team Elvis. Are you new or have I just forgotten your name? The name's Louis. I'm in the UK. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Lorna. So we are still doing the fake Priscilla Presley channels. I believe that there is a massive PR campaign on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and many other social platforms creating videos to make Priscilla look good, to make Elvis look bad. I really believe that. And the reason I think it, because there's a lot of these artificial intelligent videos being generated now, artificial channels being generated now that are making Elvis look bad, making Priscilla look good. So this is going to be a focal point for us. So we are going to be playing these videos and breaking them down and disagreeing with them. Some of the things in these videos do add up, but generally none of it makes sense. We're going to start fact checking some of it as well. So let's just press play. And we've already started doing this one. We did a quick 10 minutes. I had to rush off. So I just want to know, obviously some people are tuning in because they're interested in my disagreements with other YouTube channels and my disagreements with, how can I say it? With, obviously we've had some disagreements with Danny Smith and his wife and his daughter. So I just want to make it very, very clear, guys. I have nothing against the Smiths. I fully support them. They are Elvis's bloodline. I have loads of respect for Danny and his wife and his daughter. I have loads of respect for Billy and his wife and their daughter. I've got nothing against them. I fully support them. And I am a big fan of both EFM and Memphis Mafia Kit. So please don't confuse me having disagreements with me disliking anybody. I admire them. I have a lot of love for them. I have no hard feelings towards them at all. I do have a problem with channels posting fake videos, artificial intelligent videos that are trashing Elvis's image and reputation. And I will always will do. So, okay, guys. Yeah, Debbie, the AI videos, I can't stand them. John Sims, thanks. He's playing a team, I think in Bridgewater. My son is 16. He does take it very seriously. So he's very good. And yeah, it's about 2 hours away, the drive. So I couldn't go, but they've got a coach of his team are going in a coach. So thank you, John. John, have you been watching our discussions we've been having over the last few weeks? It has got very, some would say interesting, very dramatic. So yeah, let me just get my stuff behind me. I do like to put my Elvis stuff behind me. Whoa. I do, Elizabeth got me these bits, which I think is lovely. And then we've obviously got our most dramatic. We've got the most dramatic YouTube channel, which I love this from Joanne. I just find this hilarious, absolutely hilarious. Most dramatic YouTube channel defending Elvis Presley, which does fit the bill, doesn't it, guys? So yeah, okay. So obviously you can't really see the pictures; they're hidden behind my YouTube video, but I still like to keep them close, guys. I like to keep them close. So yeah, we can see. We can see. Can we see Oscar? Not really. Oh well, we got to play the videos anyway. Just checking your comments. I turn on when I get notified. Very interesting stuff. Yeah, we get very heated. Sometimes a bit too serious. We do disagree with people. Unfortunately, I am one of these people that I'm quite opinionated. Not everyone has to agree with me. I'm not for everyone. For some people, I'm Marmite. Some people either love me or hate me, but I will always be true to myself. I will always be as honest to defending Elvis, to the subscribers, to the people that view my channel. I will always be Louis. You won't see me being fake. You won't see it. I'll be me whether I'm popular or not. It's just the way I am. So to anyone that I've upset, I love you. I forgive you, and everything's great. So this is, to me, this is a fake YouTube channel. It's called Rock and Roll History. I think the whole point of this channel is to mislead us, to feed us lies about Elvis. I think there's a possibility, there's a PR campaign from Priscilla Presley to create all these AI auto-generated videos, channels, to con us, to trick us, to mislead us. That's just my opinion for entertainment purposes. I got myself a nice cup of tea. Let's have a little listen. We are going to stop and start and disagree with things that we don't agree with. Okay, guys?
Thought back to the times they talked and how he showed love for her and talked about their hopes for a future together. But the fact that Elvis was married hung over their love story like a cloud and made it harder to believe. Elvis didn't want to fully commit because he already had responsibilities as a husband and father to Lisa Marie Presley. But Joyce wanted a regular family life. The relationship took a significant turn when Joyce discovered she was pregnant with Elvis's child. This was really a shock to both of them. In her memoir, she recounts how she ultimately decided to have an abortion without informing Elvis, fearing that his reaction would be negative due to his views on motherhood. During one conversation, Elvis expressed disdain.
Right, I want to rewind that bit.
With Elvis's child. This was really a shock to both of them. In her memoir,
so I think this is in her book, isn't it, guys? Do any of you know more about this?
She recounts how she ultimately decided to have an abortion without informing Elvis.
Is this true? I've heard about this. I think Joe Herrera was photos, read this on his book, I think. Anything you know about this, guys, please put it in the comments.
Fearing that his reaction would be negative due to his views on motherhood. During one conversation, Elvis expressed disdain for women who had children.
So come on, guys, this we're straight into it. Elvis never had any disdain for women that had children. That's just such a horrible thing to say about Elvis. This is why these video channels are fake. Now, what worries me, guys, is some people, in fact, I would say tens of thousands of people are watching these fake crap channels that may have been created by Priscilla, and they actually believe the bullshit. They believe the lies. Elvis never had a problem with women that had a child. In fact, after Priscilla being unfaithful with Steve Peck, the dance instructor, in 1968, just after Lisa Marie was born, one of the first women Elvis started seeing was Susan Henning, who had had a baby. So more lies.
Stating that once a woman became a mother, she lost her allure.
God, that's such a load of bollocks. Such a load of this upsets me, guys.
This conversation deeply affected Joyce and made her question their future together. Despite these challenges, they continued to see each other until 1972.
Even that is not straightforward, is it, guys? Elvis was seeing other people. We know, obviously, he spent a whole year seeing Linda Thompson nearly every day. But yes, we do know that Elvis, after about a year of seeing Linda Thompson, started seeing other people. We also know that Linda Thompson did help Elvis move away from Priscilla, move on from Priscilla. Elvis was very, very hurt with the Priscilla Mike Stone situation. So I'm a real believer that Linda Thompson did a lot of good for Elvis in that first year, and she really did care for Elvis. But also, there's a complicated story with Linda as well. She eventually starts seeing other people as well. So it ain't straightforward, is it, guys?
However, as time went on, the toll of Elvis's lifestyle began to weigh heavily on their relationship. His increasing struggles with substance abuse and declining health.
Right, here we go. Increasing substance abuse. Now, Dolly, welcome to our channel. We're Team Elvis. We're here to defend Elvis Presley. That Elvis and the bloodline. Of course, that means Lisa Marie and Riley, Finley and Harper. We're trying to catch out these videos, these fake YouTube channels that call themselves Elvis fan channels, and we're going to disagree with all of the bullshit. Now, they bring up the prescribed medication, the drug things with Elvis, but what they don't mention is what was causing him to take so many pills. They say his ill health, but what was causing his ill health? Where did it come from? Was it something he inherited? Was it genetically passed down? They don't bring this up. Let's listen to see what they have to say.
Created an emotional distance between them. Joyce witnessed firsthand the changes in him. He was no longer the vibrant star she had fallen in love with, but rather a man grappling with addiction and personal demons.
Well, have you watched Elvis in remember 69 to 72, yeah? Have you watched Elvis in 1971 and 72? How amazing he was. How vibrant and full of life he was.
As Elvis's health got worse, Joyce finally made the hard choice to end their relationship. She could...
Does anyone know that? Is this true? Did Joyce end the relationship? Please tell me in the comments, guys.
No longer take seeing him fall further and further apart because of his drug problems. As she wrote in her book, they stopped talking to each other as much after they broke up, which was a sad end to a very intense romantic period in both of their lives. After parting ways with Elvis, Joyce moved on with her life. She married an engineer named Mark Cameo.
So I don't know much about this. I know that the Joyce Bova book, isn't it quite hard to find? Isn't it quite expensive? Have any of you guys read the book? How much of it do you believe? Jean Newbeck. Hi, Jean. How are you? We defend Elvis together.
And shifted her focus away from the limelight that had briefly enveloped her during her affair with the king of rock and roll.
So, hi, Dolly. Yep, we know the glaucoma, and he had many other medical problems. He had twisted colon. He had high blood pressure. He had high blood sugars. He had even breathing problems. He was a very unwell man. A very unwell man. Obviously, he got more unwell as he got nearer to 40, 41, 42. Those were the worst years. We don't really know what made Elvis get sicker and sicker. Of course, we can't ignore the prescribed medication, the possibility that he abused the medications. We don't really know. But what I will say is this. Through his 20s and 30s, most of his 30s, he looked very well. He looked very healthy.
Anita Wood. Confidence, steadiness, and moral backing. Elvis Presley and Anita Wood's relationship is an interesting chapter in the King.
Okay, we'll start listening to the Anita Wood. Now, remember, if you just joined us, we're trying to see if these fake Elvis channels are telling the truth or twisting the truth to make Elvis look bad. Are these PR channels for Priscilla Presley? So, MM Construction, hi, welcome. Do you have a name? What country are you in? Welcome to Team Elvis. We love it when new people join us. Joyce never told Elvis about being pregnant. She decided herself to have an abortion without telling Elvis. He never knew about the child, but I am sure if he knew, he would have supported and welcomed the child. Thank you. Thank you for that comment. Carly, welcome. Let's have a look. Yeah, as Carly says, we don't know what's true with these fake Elvis channels. We don't know what's true. So thank you for that comment, MM. Please tell me your name and what country you're in. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it.
King of rock and roll's life. Their love story began in 1957 when they met through a popular television dance show in Memphis, where Anita was a performer.
So I want to get the book out. So we have been reading this book. Elvis got one of the Memphis Mafia to give Anita a book. We love this book. This is a beautiful book. We're up to chapter 13, I think. I've been reading it on our other Elvis channel, Elvis Presley Fan on Keto. This is a lovely book, guys. It does describe how Elvis met Anita. It goes into great detail about their love, their romance, and they really were deeply in love. But Elvis was just too young to settle down, guys. Elvis was just too young to settle down. So I'm going to carry on reading that book on Elvis Presley Fan on Keto, our other Elvis channel. Please join it. Don't forget, we also have Defending Elvis Presley, our Facebook page. Please join it, guys. There's a 24-hour chat on there that we love doing. So please join the Facebook. Okay, guys?
Interestingly, when Elvis initially asked her out, she declined because she had another date. However,
now this is true. It's in the book, guys.
He persisted and eventually won her over, leading to a serious romance that lasted several years. Anita quickly became a significant part of Elvis's life, often referred.
Yeah, I mean, we've all of us here at Team Elvis, come on, guys. We love Anita. She truly was one of the best, most decent and beautiful and talented women that Elvis ever was in love with. She truly loved Elvis. She truly dreamed that one day they would get married. They even chose the names of their children, if it would be a boy or a girl. If it was a boy, it was going to be called Elvis Presley Jr. A girl, it was going to be called Lisa Marie. She really did hold out for Elvis. Unfortunately, Elvis did deeply love her. But once Elvis went to Germany in '59, things changed. Not just meeting Priscilla. He had other girlfriends in Germany, so it just wasn't meant to be. They did carry on seeing each other for a little while once Elvis came back to America in 1960, but it just wasn't meant to be. But she is really a stunningly beautiful lady with a beautiful heart, a real decent woman that I personally think was perfect for Elvis. Now, Carly, you just mentioned June Junico. We've all seen the June Junico videos on YouTube. I'm a massive fan of June Junico. I've watched all of her interviews. She was stunning. That was more in '56, just before Anita. But I'm a big fan of June Junico and Anita Wood. Hi, Joanne. Joanne, you finally made us on the comments. Joanne, we've got your medal, most dramatic YouTube channel. Every day a new drama unfolds. So today I'm trying to keep it a bit drama free. We're just concentrating on these fake Elvis channels on YouTube.
Referred to as his #1 girl. Their relationship flourished during the late 1950s and continued throughout Elvis's 2-year military service in Germany.
Not so straightforward. We've read the love letters out. There are some beautiful love letters in this book, in June Junico's book. In Anita Wood's book, written by her daughter, Juanita. We've read them out a few times. Saying that it flourished, I think when Elvis was in Germany, it wasn't flourishing. But before Elvis gets drafted, yes, it was flourishing. It did really seem that they were the perfect couple.
During this time, they maintained their bond through letters and phone calls. They were committed despite the distance.
That's not so straightforward. Elvis, unfortunately, was seeing other people.
Anita was deeply integrated into Elvis's world.
Yeah, she definitely was. She had become very, very close with the family. Very, very close with even very close to the family members, even spending time at Graceland when Elvis was away. She really did have her sights set on them being married one day. She really did. I highly recommend the book, guys.
Becoming close to his family.
Sorry, I just realised I'm holding up the wrong book. Right. It's the same colour. Let me just find the book. There we go. There we go. It's me holding up the wrong book. I feel like a plonker. Right. This is the book I'm discussing. We absolutely love this book. Love, love, love. The other book is The Faith of Elvis, which we have been reading, Billy Stanley's book, which is a beautiful book. Now look. Isn't that just a lovely picture? Okay, so, right, let's keep going, guys.
Especially his mother, Gladys Presley. However, the dynamic of their relationship began to shift when Elvis met Priscilla Beaulieu in 1959. Priscilla was only 14 at the time, and their relationship would later become controversial.
Right, okay, so obviously I'm going to discuss the Priscilla bit. So hi, Luann. I'm just checking your comments. So Pat's off to see the granddaughter. Oh, she's poorly. Oh, my little girl's home as well today. She's got a bit of a bug. Yasmin, who's 8. Oh, she'll be all right when she's had a few antibiotics, Pat. Right, so he's just mentioned Priscilla's age, which is probably the number one thing that is held against Elvis. Now, we don't really know what truly went on, do we? Yes, we do know that Elvis was seeing other people in 1959 in Germany. This book insinuates many things, but I've always said this is a fake book. This is a book of lies, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes. I don't believe anything in this book. This book insinuates more happened in Germany. We don't really know. We weren't behind closed doors. We weren't a fly on the wall. Many of the things in this book, we have to take Priscilla's word for it. We've caught Priscilla lying many, many times. We have caught Priscilla Presley lying many, many times. So let's listen to what it said.
Service in Germany. During this time, they maintained their bond through letters and phone calls. They were committed despite the distance. Anita was deeply integrated into Elvis's world, even becoming close to his family, especially his mother, Gladys Presley. However, the dynamic of their relationship began to shift when Elvis met Priscilla Beaulieu in 1959.
I'm going to agree with the fact that once Elvis met Priscilla, things did start to change. But remember, Elvis was also seeing other people in Germany. Yeah, the secretary in the house that he was staying at. So Construction, Elvis worked very hard and had responsibility. Anita was a true sweetheart, but Priscilla got her claws to pursue and win over all the other girls, and she was savage and will not give up anything. Well, it's not straightforward as that. I don't agree, actually, because, yes, Elvis was taken by Priscilla's beauty. But remember, Elvis goes back to America in 1960, gets on with filming GI Blues. He does the Frank Sinatra show. He makes some more albums for RCA Victor. He goes back to seeing Anita. But he also didn't see her for 18 months. So yes, she was sending him letters, sending him records. But I don't know if Priscilla did get her claws into Elvis in 1959. I think it's more that she was very persistent. She was very persistent, trying to keep the contact. I'm just trying to find the book Child Bride. So Child Bride sees things in a different way. So it wasn't. Oh, it's over there. Sorry. Child Bride sees that it was all a big setup. It's all a big setup. So that it's more. It could be more complicated than we all realize, guys.
Priscilla was only 14 at the time, and their relationship would later become controversial due to the significant age difference. While Elvis was away in Germany, he started seeing Priscilla secretly.
Now remember, due to the significant age difference, this is where people are just assuming that Elvis met Priscilla at 14, they were dating in 1959. Well, from what I've read, they weren't dating. Yeah, they had become friends. We don't really know what happened. Yeah, Elvis made it clear there would be no sex because she was too young. So on here, they're saying that he was dating. Was he? But also remember, you can't put 2025 into 1959. In 1959, rock and roll stars in their 20s did date teenagers around 16. Yeah. It was very normal for a 16-year-old to marry a man in his 20s in the 1950s 1950s, in the 1960s. So you can't put how things were in 1959 into this modern day. If anything, women really tried to get married. 16, 17, 18 were the most popular ages to get married in the 50s and 60s to men in their 20s. So different times, guys.
Which would ultimately lead to tension with Anita. The situation escalated when Anita became aware of rumors regarding Elvis's relationship with Priscilla.
So we know that she overhears Elvis having a discussion with Vernon, and this really is why she left. Yes, because of Priscilla. Elvis was in a dilemma. He had grown feelings for Priscilla, but he was still seeing other people as well.
1962, Anita got the letters from Priscilla begging Elvis to let her visit him. Anita confronted him about the affair.
So John Sims, you mentioned the Jerry Lee Lewis married the 13-year-old, but remember, 13 and a cousin. Jerry Lee Lewis married a cousin who was 13. It was highly publicized. They say it ruined Jerry's career. Some people say that Priscilla's father blackmailed Elvis into marrying Priscilla, and this is how Elvis was forced to marry Priscilla. But remember, Priscilla was not a cousin. She was 14. Remember, Priscilla didn't move over to Graceland until she was nearly 18. Also remember, Priscilla for nearly 2 years didn't see Elvis. So people keep bringing up the age 14, but no, 17. Nearly 18 when she finally moves over. And when she did move over, living with Vernon and Dee, when she did move over, Elvis was seeing other people. Elvis had other girlfriends, other co-stars that he made movies with that he was seeing. People like Juliet Prowse and Margaret. So it isn't straightforward. People assume that Elvis started seeing Priscilla at 14 and they were dating until they got married. That's not the case. Remember, Priscilla tries to say she was a virgin on the night of the marriage. She was not. Lisa Marie's book has clearly said that they were having sex at 18, not 21, 18. So Priscilla and Elvis were seeing each other having sex before she turned 21. Priscilla was not a virgin on the night of the wedding. This is another lie, another myth that the public have fallen for. And because Priscilla has been saying the same lie over and over again for the last 40 years, we now know Priscilla is capable of lying. I will always say this book, Elvis and Me, that came out in 1985, is a book of lies. A book of lies. I don't believe any of it.
Elvis downplayed the situation, insisting it was just a friendship and asking her not to jeopardize his career by making it public since Priscilla was underage.
So we don't know this. We do not know this. And Priscilla wasn't underage. She was underage when he met her. They briefly knew each other for up to 6 months in Germany. We don't know what really went on. So when Elvis did start dating Priscilla, she was nearer 18. And even then, he had other girlfriends. He wasn't ready to settle down. He wasn't ready to just be with one girl. They were not engaged. They were not married. They had no children. So I believe that once they did get married, I believe that Elvis did try and be faithful and tried to be a good father to Lisa Marie. And remember, Priscilla Presley is unfaithful 3 months after the birth of Lisa Marie in 1968. Lisa Marie was just a baby. Elvis catches Priscilla Presley sleeping with the dance instructor. So it's not straightforward here. It's unfair to Elvis. I believe Elvis, through the marriage, through the pregnancy, just after the birth of Lisa, was faithful. I really believe that.
Despite his reassurances, Anita's suspicions grew. She overheard a conversation between Elvis and his father that revealed he was torn between the two women. Heartbroken and feeling betrayed, Anita decided to take control of her life. In a poignant moment filled with emotion, she told Elvis she was leaving him after realizing he could not choose between her and Priscilla.
I think we're pretty agreed that this is true. Obviously, that is in this book. It's described in detail. I think we're pretty sure as Elvis fans that that happened.
Despite attempts from both Elvis and his father to convince her to stay, Anita stood firm in her decision. She left Graceland that night, knowing it was a definitive end to their romance.
Yeah, and there's some interviews saying this on YouTube. They're well worth watching. I'm a massive fan of June. They were both in tears. June was in tears. Elvis was in tears. It did take a lot of courage for June to leave. She had a lot of self-respect. She had a lot of dignity. She was such a decent woman. She really had saved herself for Elvis. A very talented, beautiful woman that gave up a movie career for Elvis. So it is very sad. It is very sad. But Elvis just was not ready. He wasn't ready. He was in his 20s and he was just enjoying the fruits of his success. He's a human being like us.
After their breakup, Anita moved on with her life and later married NFL player Johnny Brewer in 1965. Although she never returned to Elvis as a romantic partner, they remained on good terms over the years. Priscilla Presley.
Do you know what? I'm interested to know just what the friendship was like between June Junico and Elvis. I know nothing about it. Did they remain friends? Did they ever meet again? I know obviously June went off and got married, but I'd like to know that. I'm really interested to know. I know that Elvis kept in contact with some of his ex-girlfriends, especially Anne Margaret. I'm interested to know how close did Elvis stay with June Junico? With Anita Wood. I'm getting confused now.
The passionate affair. Elvis and Priscilla Presley shared a complex and captivating relationship that began in the late 1950s and evolved over the years into a marriage filled with love, challenges, and ultimately separation. Elvis first met Priscilla Beaulieu in September 1959 while stationed in Germany during his military service. Priscilla was just 14 years old at the time, attending a party hosted by a friend. Elvis was...
Again, this isn't straightforward. If you read the book Child Bride, they have a different version of events, that it was all pre-planned and it included the parents. That Priscilla was not an innocent virgin. She tried to portray herself as an innocent virgin, dressed in her sailor uniform and even doing her hair like Deborah Paget to look, because Elvis had made the film Love Me Tender. Deborah Paget had a certain hairstyle. Priscilla even copying the hairstyle to try and trick Elvis into falling for her. So that's the book Child Bride. How many of you guys believe the book Child Bride?
Was immediately taken by her youthful charm and beauty. Despite their age difference, Elvis was 24. They began dating.
Now remember, it was very normal for a man in his 20s to date a teenager in 1959. But we don't know that they started dating. For the things I've read, they were not dating. They became close friends. They were alone together many times, but were they dating? Remember, 6 months later, maybe less, Elvis was back to America and didn't see Priscilla for nearly 2 years.
With Priscilla's parents reluctantly allowing her to spend time with him.
Well, that isn't fair. No mention that it was 18 months later. No mention that she was nearly 18 by the time she moved to Graceland. Yes, she visited Graceland 2 or 3 times when she was 17. But this video gives you the impression that at 14, she moves over to Graceland and that at 14, she's dating Elvis. We don't know this. We don't know this. This is not fair. Remember, fake Priscilla Presley Elvis channels. Artificial intelligent fake Elvis YouTube channels.
The relationship blossomed through letters after Elvis returned to the United States in 1960. Priscilla often sent him pink envelopes to stand out among his fan mail.
So let me just, we know about the pink envelopes, and also she was sending him records. So Construction, the times were different. Lots of people that will date a much younger, men were dating younger girls, and he knew that was right. That is why he kept his distance, not being intimate. Yeah, Priscilla has always said there was no sex. She has always said it. Even now, she always says, no, we were never intimate. We never had sex till the night of the wedding. Now, she is lying because they did have sex when she was 18, because Lisa Marie put it in her book, From Here to the Great Unknown. We know Priscilla is a liar.
By 1963, she moved to Memphis to be with him, completing her education there while living at Graceland.
That's better. That's better. Yeah. But what he forgot to say is they didn't see each other for nearly 2 years. Yeah. And it wasn't by 1963. She had moved over. She still wasn't his girlfriend. Elvis was seeing other people. It's not straightforward, guys. So obviously Dolly has said she believes the book Child Bride. Now, remember, Dolly, there are some negative things about Elvis in that book. It's not straightforward. The Child Bride book, it does show us that Priscilla had another side to her, a side that we can't trust, a side that may have pre-planned the meeting of Elvis using Cary Grant. But it also has some pretty negative stuff in there. Suzanne Finstad, the author, she has said some pretty nasty things about Elvis. We're very disappointed with Suzanne Finstad, the author. She said some horrible things about Elvis. So we have to remember the book Child Bride isn't all good. Some of it is bad.
Elvis proposed to Priscilla just before Christmas in 1966, and they married on May 1st, 1967, in Las Vegas. Their wedding was quick and somewhat unconventional, reflecting the pressures of Elvis's fame and lifestyle. They welcomed their only child, Lisa Marie Presley.
Now, look, guys, obviously that 9 months after the marriage, they was pregnant. Priscilla has lied to the world and said she was a virgin on the night of the marriage, which is basically bullshit. But will he then, this fake Elvis channel that we're watching now, will he then go on and say she was unfaithful 3 months after the birth of Lisa Marie Presley, when Lisa Marie Presley was still in nappies? Will this video go on to say that Priscilla was unfaithful? This is the bit I'm very interested in. She admits it in her book, page 262. She calls him Mark. Will she admit it, guys? I'd really like to know.
9 months later. Initially, Priscilla embraced her role as a traditional wife, caring for Elvis and managing their home. However, as time passed, she felt increasingly overshadowed by Elvis's career and life.
See, he's not going to say it. This is the thing about fake Elvis channels, I think, created by Priscilla Presley, in my opinion. There's a PR campaign creating these bullshit channels, not just on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, which concerns me because it's very unfair to Elvis, because Elvis cannot defend himself. If there are hundreds of channels being created, hundreds of videos being created to make Elvis look bad, make Priscilla look good, who's behind it? Is Priscilla Presley behind it? For entertainment purposes, just my opinion, I'm very concerned.
Lifestyle. The couple's relationship became strained due to Elvis's alleged infidelities.
You see, guys, the couple's relationship became strained due to Elvis's infidelities. Now, remember, I think that through the marriage, so basically they get engaged in 66, December. They get married May the 1st, 67. A year later, obviously we know that Lisa Marie is born. I believe Elvis was faithful through that short period. So now this video is going to basically say Elvis started being unfaithful. I believe Elvis was faithful when Lisa Marie was born. Yeah. And the few months after and during the pregnancy. Now this video is going to blame Elvis for things going wrong. So far, no mention of Priscilla's unfaithfulness with Steve Peck, the dance instructor, where she admits to it in page 262. She admits, whilst living with Elvis, she couldn't stop thinking about the dance instructor. She admits to the affair that she says they had a brief affair and it ended. Whilst living with Elvis, whilst Lisa Marie was a small baby in nappies, she was seeing another man.
And Priscilla's growing desire for independence. By 1972,
See, they have completely skipped over the 2 affairs. This is why I think this is a fake PR video for Priscilla. She sees the dance instructor, Steve Peck, around March in 1968 when Lisa Marie is a baby. Then 18 months later, she makes a beeline for Mike Stone, the karate champion. She chats him up. She goes after Mike Stone with a plan to divorce Elvis. No mention here. She secretly sees Mike Stone for a year. No mention here. Obviously, could you imagine how Elvis felt? He had committed to her, he had married her, he had given her a child, and her thanks was to have 2 affairs. Now remember, Elvis's marriage was very public. The whole world's eyes were on Elvis and Priscilla. People had fallen for the fake fairy tale that everything was fine, but it wasn't. The marriage was shattered in 1968, a few months after Lisa Marie was born, by Priscilla's unfaithfulness. Now, yes, after Priscilla was unfaithful, Elvis was also unfaithful. I won't whitewash Elvis, but Priscilla was unfaithful when, months after Lisa Marie was born. No mention of it in this fake Elvis channel video here.
Both Elvis and Priscilla had affairs. Priscilla with her karate instructor, Mike Stone, and the...
Finally, it's mentioned. Let's just go back a bit.
Among his fan mail. By 1963, she moved to Memphis to be with him, completing her education there while living at Graceland. Elvis proposed to Priscilla just before Christmas in 1966, and they married on May 1st, 1967, in Las Vegas. Their wedding was quick and somewhat unconventional, reflecting the pressures of Elvis's fame and lifestyle. They welcomed their only child, Lisa Marie Presley, 9 months later. Initially, Priscilla embraced her role as a traditional wife, caring for Elvis and managing their home. However,
guys, there was a lot of staff on at Graceland. Every single thing that Priscilla needed to get done was done for her.
As time passed, she felt increasingly overshadowed by Elvis's career and lifestyle. The couple's relationship became strained due to Elvis's alleged infidelities and Priscilla's growing desire for independence.
Growing desire for independence or other men. Is it possible? Priscilla had a growing desire for other men, for fame, for fortune. So let me just read a couple of comments. The relationship became distant because Elvis figured it out that he married a different person that he thought originally. Yeah, the real Priscilla was very different than the Priscilla Elvis thought he got to know. There was a secret side to Priscilla that she kept to herself. She was always attracted to tough men. I agree. Obviously, Mike Stone was one of her targets. I personally think Mike Stone was used and abused and taken advantage of. Almost no man could resist Priscilla. She was a very beautiful lady. Yeah, there we are. Dolly mentions Elvis was crying. Elvis wasn't ready to get married, guys. Come on. Elvis wasn't ready to settle down. He wasn't ready to make that kind of commitment. He knew it. Now, a good Christian man who wanted to live well with his beliefs, with the Bible, a man that took the Bible with him everywhere, that prayed every day, got down on his knees and prayed every day. This book, The Faith of Elvis, clearly shows this. He knew he wasn't ready to get married.
By 1972, both Elvis and Priscilla had affairs. Priscilla with her karate instructor, Mike
Finally, I find something that admits it, but there's 2 affairs.
Stone, and the couple decided to separate.
See, no mention of the dance instructor. She even may have took with her to the 68 comeback special rehearsals. There's even a picture out there that shows it. So, twice unfaithful that we know of. We're now hearing that she was unfaithful more than twice.
Priscilla expressed that she needed to explore her own identity outside of being Elvis's living doll, as he had often shaped her appearance
This is more bullshit now, guys. She had to find her own identity. So I'm going to end it here. We're going to come back to a part 3. We're going to do another part to this in a minute. This is about when she starts accusing Elvis of controlling and grooming. We're going to come back, guys, for part 3. So give me 15 minutes and we're going to come back. Okay, guys? I'll be back in 15 minutes. Thank you for joining us. We've still got a lot more to go through, guys. 15 minutes and I'll be back. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. Thanks, guys.